speaker and a faculty speaker. They have chosen two individuals truly deserving of that honor. Our student speaker today will be Mr. Percy B. And our faculty speaker will be Mr. Justin Frank. We'll start with Percy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I see I don't have a copy of my speech up here with me, so I guess I'll have to say it from memory. Now, God has truly blessed me to wake up this morning and be able to stand before my class of 2017 and give this commencement address. Clearly, I am blessed and highly favored. Now, I would also like to take this time to thank the faculty that helped me through this process. And most importantly, I would like to thank the people that today is about, my class of 2017. I would like to thank you all for your votes during my campaign season for commencement speaker and for your support during my high school career. Now, before I start, I want everyone to go back and reflect on all the memories and moments that we've had together as a class. For example, some of us camping out for assassins in Assistance Needed Zone 9, Assistance Needed Zone 9, and many other memories. And while you're doing this, if you will all just raise your right index finger like this, everyone raise your right index finger. And if you don't do anything else today, I want you to do this. Put your finger in your ear and listen to me. You have something special. You have greatness within you. If eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the great things you will begin to accomplish. You have billion-dollar ideas inside of you, and people are waiting to hear your voice. You have a vision of yourself doing and achieving more. You realize that today is the first step toward your success, and that no one can take your God-given talents and dreams away from you. Now take your finger out of your ear. The reason I had you do this is I didn't want you to go in one ear and out the other. So today, I would like to talk to you all about being hungry. Now, I know some of us haven't eaten yet today, but that's not the hunger I'm referring to. All of us have some God-given dream or purpose that may seem bigger than life. But if we're going to come anywhere close to accomplishing that purpose, it's going to take a hunger inside of us that many of us have never experienced before. One of my books I read called University of Success has a line in it. The single most important line says this: many of us never realize our greatness because we get sidetracked by secondary activities. And we spread ourselves too thin because we just don't know how to say no. And so today I would like to talk to you all about that hunger that you need to make your dreams a priority and a few characteristics you'll need along the way. The first characteristic that we will need about our dreams is that how is none of our business. The most difficult thing to do is to hold on to the dream or goal, so that should be our focus. The verse says it clearly, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough troubles of its own. And there's a story of a young man in the late 19th century who had an unthinkable, insurmountable dream. He only had a few months of schooling as a very young child, but he didn't come from an educational, intellectual background, but he still kept his dream. My favorite book says, lean not to thine own understanding, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, for he shall direct I have. So it's none of our business how we accomplish our dreams. So the story of this young man goes on, and he spent countless days doing research that turned into years and slipped away. But every night, he went to sleep with the same doubtful and slanderous thoughts rushing through his head from other people. Others simply mistook his determination and will for his purpose as foolishness because it had simply never been done before. And how many of us know that how we do anything is how we do everything? And so we must make opposition our vitamin and grind harder every day. Because a few of us know the verse that all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. So we have to take the opposition and make it stronger in us and not let the dollar bring us down. And so again, the story of this young man went on, and he failed thousands of times to perfect his invention. He wasn't the most qualified to do this. For centuries before, great inventors and scientists of the days had tried to figure out his same dream. But he had and kept the dream. And because he kept the dream and failed thousands of times, that leads me to the second characteristic we must have, which is the courage to pursue our dreams. Winston Churchill said it best, courage is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And so we must be courageous in our thoughts, because our thoughts shape our words, and our words will be edified surely shape our actions, and our actions become our habits. And we have to have courageous habits in order to accomplish our dreams. Because Aristotle said we are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an act, but a habit. And because of the tenacity of this young man named Thomas Edison, we all enjoy the luxury of the light bulb, electric generating system, and sound recording devices because he was hungry for his dreams. We have to have that same hunger. And many of us may know this, but we will have people that come into our lives, and they will be with us either for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And it is our job to know which one. And many of these people that we allow in our lives will be critics who are simply jealous because we have the audacity to pursue our dreams and they're sitting at home scared of theirs. And Grant Cardone puts it simply in his success and criticism formula. First, you must get attention. So much attention that you get criticism. And then disregard the criticism and get more attention. And once you get more attention, you can't attack the haters because your criticism will increase in proportion to your attention. And eventually you'll be able to get admiration. And the haters will leave you alone and the critics will find a new target because they always do. And our late President John F. Kennedy went through this exact same process. The story goes in 1961, the president had to decide on whether he would call a news conference tell the world whether we would go to the moon. The technology didn't exist at the time, nor the president would be the first to the moon. But he looked to Werner von Braun, one of the greatest scientists of the day, and asked, what will it take to get the U.S. to the moon? And he simply replied 5 words, the will to do it. We must have that same will, and with the criticism and attention that our country got, we were successfully able to be on the moon. Now, to those of us who have decided to pursue our dreams, the third characteristic we must have is the ability to dream much bigger, much sooner. We all have to make that conscious decision to pursue our dreams. And we can't wait till later because we need stick-to-itness to get it done. Many of us do have dreams that we want to pursue after college, during our career, or just someday. But that's not the mentality of the successful. We must pursue our dreams now because Earl Nightingale said, we are all self-made, but only the successful will admit it. So we have to do it now. And so this reminds me of another story of one of those crazy college kids. His name was Mark Zuckerberg, who had an unthinkable dream. And Mark Zuckerberg was very well off, and he went to the Ivy League, Harvard. But he put so much faith in his own dreams that he allowed them to lead him elsewhere. And so we must also have that same change in thought process that he went through, called a conscious interrupt, in order to pursue our dreams. We all know the Newton's law of motion, object in motion stays in motion. Well, Holton Buggs defines the thought as simply energy moving in the same direction until it is interrupted by an outside force. And so Zuckerberg went through the same conscious interrupt that we must go through to pursue our dreams. And so as time went on, Zuckerberg shared his vision with others, and he eventually was able to get other students to join his team because they saw his dream. And along the way, he had to fight and oppose people who he found out to be dream snatchers. And if you notice, Zuckerberg surrounded himself who shared his dream. And that leads me to the fourth characteristic we must have, which is the art of limited association. We all mirror our thinking after people who are influential in our lives. None of us are unique. Jim Rome says we are an average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So if your 5 are negative, pessimistic, or people just starving themselves their dream, you need to take inventory. Because we should all not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. And so the story of Zuckerberg goes on, and he started to realize what he thought to be success. And he was working, and it led him out to California to continue. But when he realized he hadn't just quite accomplished his dream, he wanted a little bit more. He was hungry for just a little bit more. And by the end of the next year, he reached 10 million subscribers, and now he's a billionaire. We all enjoy Facebook because he was hungry for more. We have to have that same hunger. Class of 2017, my class. When we get the will to do it,